Brian Kelly has filed a lawsuit against LSU, asking a Louisiana court to confirm the school fired him without cause and that he is owed the full remaining value of his contract. According to the suit, his full buyout is about $53 million. This is looks like it's getting nasty, Breiden, a little bit here. But tell us, what are your thoughts on this situation?
So, Brian Kelly is trying to get his full $54 million. He thinks he deserves it. But what I've been hearing is there is cause for his firing. Word on the street was that accident was so fucking bad that they're going to use that as one of the causes for his termination. So I'm hoping LSU can get off of this $54 million and we get our next guy. Who there's a few of them that I've been hearing, but if
where you go, JB?
His what was so bad?
That fucking accent, him and his family. If we can use that in the court of justice, I think we'll be really good.
Hold on. So, all right. So AJ, Bama legend, came on yesterday, and he was like, he's saying that there's going to be a war of, I guess, who wants to stand on business or not between like the state of Louisiana and some people that higher up and the people administratively at LSU. So Brian basically said, oh, yeah, you got me on this. Well, I got you on this, and I think you're calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. You don't have shit on me, so I want paid. So now it's going to come down to is he standing on business, unlike the Deer Stand filmer, or is AJ going to be right and the state's going to bring out this shit and show proof and he's going to get nothing or 20 mil or whatever? I don't know. But it seems like it's going to be crazy right here. I'm curious to see if he stands on business.
Yeah, they just – in all seriousness, though, I don't think it'll go as far as it should. I think they'll eventually come to a settlement. I don't think they're going to get $54 million for Brian Kelly. I think it'll be closer to maybe the high 20s, low 30s. But he'll get paid. I think just get into the court system, the whole legal process is going to cost everybody a ton of money. And you know what it is on the LSU side of things is no coach is going to want to sign here until they get that shit figured out. Until you get Brian Kelly paid out and until you get all that shit, your everything in-house restored, you're not going to get a coach to come here, right? If your house isn't clean, nobody's going to want to come over and sit with you and do what you want to do. So they got to get that figured out. They're going to get it out. They're going to get figured out. They're going to get it figured out soon. And as soon as they do that, then they'll get onto that hiring of that new coach. And I think Brian Kelly will get paid, just not $54 million.
So can we allude to some possible breaking news on this show or no?
I would wait until that BK, because it could change. It could change because they could hold out on this payout and this settlement, and another job could come open soon enough. It could
happen.
Texas may lose this weekend.
But what I'm saying is, what I can allude to is something that I believe I can say that I think, from what I've heard very closely, I think something's happening that's trying to get done. To your point, though, I can see it. You're right. Something may happen, and he may pull out. He may pull out like a motherfucker with a rubber with a hole in it. I think, but from what I'm hearing, Smitty, breaking news here. We'll say it first.
Allegedly,
Lincoln Riley is headed to LSU. He's trying to do it right now. He's trying to get it done. Breiden. Now, does it happen? Who knows? To your point, I think he does wait, but it's time to go. LA, hey. Good.
JB, I'll confirm this. I'll confirm this for JB. As soon as we had talked yesterday, I had to go do some digging, and Trace Armstrong did have a Zoom meeting with LSU yesterday.
Who is that for the audience?
Just the guy that handles Lincoln's money, his negotiations, is what you would call is what the kids call it now, his agent. And so he had a meeting with LSU. I have a very reliable source that he met with LSU yesterday.
So when I hit my boy Breiden up, I'm like, hey, man, what do you think about this happening? And he was like, what? And then Breiden went and did some dirt, Smitty, dug deep, and found out his agent met with LSU. Why is that? What does JB know?
What the hell was going on? I did not see that coming. I ain't gonna lie.
So let's just break it all out. Let's let the tea out. This is what I'm just, they're all predictions and allegedly a prediction. I'm just making JB's predictions. I think Drink is as good as gone. I think he's headed to Penn State. I think it's done deal. I think Lane's waiting, but I think Lane's being told to hurry or else. I'll just leave it at that. I'm hearing Jeff Brom could be going to Florida. I said it yesterday on this show, and then guess what? Louisville's like trying to lock that motherfucker in real quick. Have you noticed? They tried to get him a contract extension just yesterday after I said it on the show. I think it's going to be about 20 guys move around, Breiden. I don't know if you think, but I think AJ's right on. I think there's 10 to 11 SEC schools alone, not just that dump their coach, but I'm talking about just reshuffle a guy from here to here to here to here. So it's going to be very interesting. I'm curious to see how this unfolds here, man, but it's going to be very, very interesting. Because if that really were to happen, Breiden, who's coming out west to see?
Right.
Like, that shit is changing everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Why leave USC for LSU, though?
Because you're not a fit. You're not LA. He knows it.
Well, and one thing, too, is USC joining the Big Ten has been rough for them.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's just geographically, it's hard, right? You got to recruit not only Big Ten type of athletes, but the travel. I mean, I saw what Illinois did to USC on an 11 big noon kickoff. I mean, they rushed for nearly 300 yards that game. Like, that shit's not sustainable, right? Yeah. USC joining the Big Ten, I get it. Oregon needed to do it. You need the Pac-10 was falling apart, but man, it's been hard to coach on the West Coast and then have most of your games on the East Coast. That shit is tough. And Lincoln's falling to it now. I mean, he couldn't even win the Pac when the Pac was the Pac. And so I think, if once they buckle down with this Brian Kelly shit, I think it's going to be coming down to Lincoln Riley or old Sumrall at Tulane. But, I think Sumrall's waiting for another job to open up. I won't specify which one. Just because the LSU job isn't like, oh, LSU, right? People are seeing the governor involved with LSU. They're seeing this whole Brian Kelly legal incident involved with LSU. They don't even know what they're going to do with the athletic director. I love LSU. That's my school. That's my alumni. But it's a shithole. It's a dumpster fire right now, right? They said
would you be happy if Lincoln, like, I don't know.
Ask you that, yeah.
I'm excited. Like, I don't know. It doesn't move the needle for me, but I'm not an LSU guy. I don't know. But he's going from one LA, Smitty, going from one LA to another LA.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't move the needle for me, but it'll be a breath of fresh air because Brian Kelly didn't fit. And so if you got the guy that just was an absolute non-fit in Louisiana, I mean, it can't get much worse than Lincoln Riley. At least I know he'll put up points on offense.
At least you have offense excitement, right?
Yeah, something like that. But it's going to be hard just because of the shit case LSU's in right now, man. It's hard to pull people to LSU right now. 2 weeks ago, right when you fired Brian Kelly and they didn't have the governor and everybody involved, it was perfect. You could bring somebody to LSU, right? It's a dream job, but it's becoming more and more of a soap opera, and people are trying to stay away from that.
It's gonna be interesting, man. I'm just telling you right now, that's gonna be an interesting one. There's gonna be some interesting ones because I thought James Franklin would eventually, all the rumors were out there about tech. It made sense to me. He's from that area, DMV area. Boom, going there. It hasn't really happened. We don't know yet. There's some jobs that are going to be open. Florida, from what I'm hearing, is they're trying to do some other things administratively that some folks don't like and don't want to be a part of. So I think they're either A, losing out on guys on their short list, or B, they're going to stand on their business administratively and say, this is how we're going to build it first, and then we'll hire second. And that's going to be interesting there in Florida. But damn, there's going to be some big time jobs that are sitting here. And I'm hearing Memphis to Arkansas. Haven't heard that yet as a lock, but I'm hearing that. And I've heard Chip Kelly's name to Boston College if they make a move with Bill O'Brien or whatever. So
let's not. I mean,
keep trying.
let's not forget one. I think one or two of these coaches are going to try to make a jump to the NFL.
No doubt.
Yeah, college is too pre-NFL now. The NIL businesses, and you saw it with Saban. He stepped away. It was too much for him. The most legendary coach in college football, and so don't be surprised, man. You see a coach in a stable situation this year try to take a leap and interview for an NFL job, and it causes a little stir in the college coaching cycle this next offseason.
To that point, are there any current like OCs or defensive coordinators in the NFL
Mm-hmm.
you can see trying to get a head coaching job at the college level, or no?
You know, and I think there's a ripple effect here. I think it comes down to what Joe Brady does in Buffalo. I think they're due for a breakup in Buffalo. I've been just seeing what Buffalo fans have been saying. I've been reading the media, what the players have been saying after games. They're due for a breakup this year. I think Joe Brady's time in Buffalo is coming to an end. Now, where he goes after this year ultimately depends, because I think there's a possibility that Buffalo reacquaints themselves with Brian Daboll next year as their OC. And if Brian Daboll goes to Buffalo, most likely Joe Brady's not going to get a job in the NFL as a head guy, just because of if you get fired from one spot as an OC, you usually leave to become a head coach if you leave on your terms. If you get fired off of not your terms, then people won't interview to be a head coach. And so
you're now interviewing for a quarterback job.
Exactly. So realistically, his best option to upgrade would be as a college head coach. And whether it's the Penn State job or whether it's the LSU job, I think that's what it depends now where the NFL is. You're looking at that as a ripple effect with the Buffalo job. Brian Daboll's now a free agent. So, and I think Cleveland's going to have a new head coach too after the season, Kevin Stefanski. What he does, there's so much going on. I could see Ryan Day leaving Ohio State to go try and coach at Cleveland next year, draft his guys. You know, Julian saying, Jeremiah Smith, you know, Ryan Day's made it, he's made it known that he eventually wants to get to the NFL one day. Ohio State is not his end game. So there's a lot that could happen. And I think that's what I mean when I say there's a lot of stable situations you see that could shake up the coaching carousel next offseason.
Before we move on, there's rumors out there that Michigan and SC now are trying to actually get out of the conference. I don't know if Bailey has anything on that, but that's the new rumor that Michigan and SC is trying to get out. I don't know why. Why would that be, in your opinion? I think you already alluded to it, everything you said. I don't know why SC ever went in it in the first place, to be perfectly honest. I mean, you got to play fucking Rutgers, and you got to go across the country is ridiculous to me. And it's the part that they drive is the killer. All the equipment in the trucks.
Yeah.
That shit is so stupid. Like, why would the NCAA even fucking allow it? Like, it's crazy to me. I don't get it. We'll see if they move out. But